Thank you for tuning in to the Melanomics YouTube channel. I'm JD Garnier. And listen, first things first, if you like my content, if you like my message, please follow, please like, and please subscribe to the Melanomics YouTube channel. Now, today I want to talk to business owners, especially Black business owners. I've worked with business owners throughout the span of my 20-year career in wealth management. I have an affinity for people with an entrepreneur mindset, people that are willing to take that risk. I know the courage it takes. I love the creativity, the ambition. I have an affinity for business owners. It takes a lot of courage to take that kind of risk and take that kind of responsibility, and I know how much it is. So I love working with business owners. But I saw a statistic recently that bothered me. I think we have over 2 million Black-owned businesses in this country, and only 5% of them have employees. So what that means to me is that 95% of the business owner wealth in our community are on the backs of single employee businesses, meaning that 95% of that wealth is tied up in the labor of one person. And I don't know that we're protecting that. I don't know if we are finding a way to harness and protect all of that wealth for the next generation. Because if 95% of our business ownership is tied up in the labor of one person, if something happens to that person, the value of the business is nothing. It's nothing. And so are we protecting that? Are we legitimately understanding the value in what we have and finding ways through planning to protect the value of those businesses? Because if 95% of our business owners go, 95% of the value of businesses owned by Black owned in this country is gone. We have to protect that, right? We have to protect that. And so one of the processes that I talk to business owners about, especially Black business owners, is the HBCU process. The HBCU process for business owners. Remember that, HBCU. From hustle to business to company to unlimited value. Now, I say this all the time. A hustle is nothing but an unorganized, informal business. But a business is a formalized, organized hustle. A hustle has no value. And a lot of us are hustling, you know what I mean? We making money. We finding a way to generate revenue. We finding a way to get contracts, to get jobs, to get business. But there's no formalized process to it. We just hustling, getting it where we can get it. And so all of the value of that business model is tied up in my labor. How good I am about getting out and getting it and making it happen. But if something happens to me, all of the value of that, me being able to do that, is absolutely gone. So I just have a hustle if I'm running my business like that. And so it's important to take that and go from a hustle to a business. And yeah, you might have your LLC paperwork, you may have your formalized corporation. That's not what I'm talking about. Even if you're documented on paper with the state, you can still be running your business like a hustle. I'm talking about creating a process and systems around everything that you do in your business. What is your process for each and every client? Do you do the same process every time so it's something that can be repeated by somebody else? Are you protecting your intellectual capital? Have you created a brand or something that needs to be protected and you have all of your documentation and copyrights and rights and trademarks to protect your value? Do you have a marketing plan of how you're going to expand and grow your business? Do you have a forecast? What is your process around compensation structure? What is your purchasing process for getting equipment and materials? You have a contract, or is it, whatever it is that you're doing, you have to have a formalized process around it to turn it from a hustle to a business, because a hustle has no value outside of your work. When you turn it into a business, now you've created value. Now you've created something that can be appraised. Now you've created something that somebody can look at and say, okay, based on this process, I understand why you're profitable. If you projected to grow like this, I could see your company being worth this much money. Now you have something that is sellable, right? Now you have an asset. You've created an asset apart from yourself that you can actually sell. That's the first step from hustle to a business. Once you get to a business, the next step is to take that business and turn it into a company. You see, as long as the business operations and value is centered around you, even if you've created a process, as long as it's dependent upon you, it is a business, but it is not a company. You have to become independent of your business. You have to separate yourself from your business in a way where it can be operated without you being there. It can be operated without the need for your work or labor. That is how you create a company. That is how you create a legacy. Because now if you don't have to be there, that company can operate independent of you. And so now you have freed your time to do whatever it is that you choose to do while the company still operates as if it was you and generates a value. That is how you take a hustle to a business to a company. And once you have that value separate from yourself, now you can figure out how to recreate that process so that you can get unlimited value. And the better your business is run, the better you can recreate that model so that it can expand and grow and grow. And that is how you take your business from a hustle to a business to a company to unlimited value. That's what we need to be thinking about. I talk about wealth all the time. That's what I'm talking about. We have a tremendous amount of wealth in our labor, in our blood, in our sweat, in our tears, and we have to figure out how to structure around that to create a business and eventually to create companies so that that value can be transferred for the next generation. I define wealth as the relationship between time and money. You have to separate your time from your money so that your money continues to grow without the need of your time. That's what I'm talking about. Creating your business independent of yourself so that it can be sold or used as an asset for you to expand the wealth of you and your family. That's generational wealth in a nutshell. So we have to find a way to protect these businesses. We have to find a way to protect our human capital and our talents, abilities, and gifts so that we can pass it to the next generation. So that's my message today. Thank you for tuning in to the Melanomics YouTube channel. Again, if you like my message, if you like my content, support, share, like, and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time.